When you see a free pawn, do you grab it? In this rapid game, white jumps the knight to e6, snagging a pawn and unleashing a nasty discovered attack from the white queen directly to the black queen. White thinks they are completely winning here, banking on a very natural recapture. If black simply recaptures the knight with the rook on e6, white trades rooks, and after the queen's trade, white recaptures with the pawn. Then black's bishop takes the rook, and white captures the bishop, emerging with an extra pawn and a winning endgame. But black finds a crushing defensive idea, a brilliant in-between move. Instead of dealing with the knight, black forces the queens off the board first. After the pawn takes the queen on g3, the discovered attack on black's queen is completely gone. Now black calmly slides the rook from the corner over to the e-file. Look at the board. White's greedy knight is completely trapped. It is heavily pressured and stuck in enemy territory. If the knight tries to run away to safety, for example, jumping back to f4, it removes the shield from the e-file. Black would simply play rook takes the rook on e3. White recaptures, but because black's rooks are perfectly doubled on the open file, black plays rook takes e3 again, winning a full rook. White's tricky pawn grab completely backfired, leaving them with a lost position. In this 2017 rapid game, Kurtog faces a dangerous kingside attack. Hoping to create a distraction, white plays this massive blunder, capturing the pawn and attacking the rook on g8. But the player with the black pieces, MCMLXXXIX, doesn't even flinch. Instead of trying to save the rook, black unleashes a crushing blow. The bishop captures the pawn on g2. This completely shatters the white king's defense. Let us look at what happens if white accepts the sacrifice. If the knight captures the bishop, the g-file is blasted wide open, allowing the queen to slide down to g2. Queen takes g2 is checkmate. And the best part? The mate is supported by the exact same rook on g8 that white just attacked. What if white actually captures the rook instead? If the bishop takes on g8, black reveals a brutal, discovered check. The bishop moves to f3. By stepping out of the way, this unleashes a devastating check from the queen directly down the g-file, while the bishop itself securely controls the escape squares. White is forced to block with the knight dropping back to g2, and once again, queen takes g2 is checkmate. To avoid an immediate mate, white's only option is to eliminate the other bishop that is adding immense pressure to the position. So, the queen takes the bishop on h4. But black calmly responds with queen takes queen, winning the most powerful piece on the board and deciding the outcome of this short middle game. A flawless example of ignoring a distraction to deliver a knockout blow. Have you ever made a natural move that instantly lost the game? In this 2018 clash between Dutchman 3 and Ruslan Vasiljevich, black does exactly that by retreating their knight to e7. It looks perfectly logical. The knight attacks the white queen, seeming to gain a tempo. But this is a massive blunder. Notice how the knight on e7 is defended by two pieces, the dark squared bishop and the black queen. White spots a fatal flaw in this setup and unleashes a brilliant tactic to remove these defenders. White simply ignores the threat to their queen and sacrifices it, smashing the bishop on d6. Boom! The first defender is eliminated, and black's own queen is now directly under attack. Black is practically forced to capture back with their queen. But by moving to d6, the black queen completely abandons her defense of the knight. White's battery on the open file strikes, capturing the queen with the rook. Black recaptures with their own rook. And here is the incredible point of white's combination. The knight is left completely undefended, and the white bishop sweeps it off the board. Not only does white win a piece, but this magnificent bishop now attacks the rook on d6 and simultaneously forks the other rook on f8. Black tries to save one rook by sliding it over to e8. but white happily captures the remaining rook on d6. The dust has settled, and white emerges up 2 whole minor pieces with a massive game-winning advantage. A truly spectacular calculation, capitalizing on a single careless knight move.